Good morning. This is Judy Lowry, and we're talking with Dr. Joe Lowry today about cold weather management for horses. We have had unseasonably cold, snowy, rainy weather across the United States, and he's going to share with you some of the thoughts that he shares with his clients when they ask about treatment for their horses during cold weather. Dr. Lowry, you want to tell us what your top priority is?
Well, I think when you're talking about wintering horses, there's a big difference in whether you're dealing with just the middle-aged or young, very healthy horse and the horse that's is aged and 25, 30 years old, or is maybe going through Cushing's disease. So let's talk just about the normal horse. I would say in the wintertime, the two most important and hardest things to do, number one is water. Water needs to be available to them pretty much all the time. And they need to have a wind block, some way to be able to get in and out of the wind. They don't have to come in the barn every day, and they don't have to have a stall, but they need to be able to get in and out of the wind. I guess one of the things that I get asked a lot in the wintertime or this time of the year when it's getting towards zero is, should my horse have a blanket? And it's my opinion that if you're not going to be riding or working the horse and the horse is healthy and he's been outside all summer and fall, the blankets are not necessary. If you're going to bring the horse in and ride him and work him, maybe drive him and work up a sweat, then I think probably you're going to end up body clipping them or partially clipping them. Those horses probably would be well off wearing a blanket so that they don't grow so much hair in the wintertime. But the normal horse that's just turned out in a pasture, left out there on his own, will grow plenty of hair to handle the winter. So I do not recommend blankets in the wintertime if you're not going to be using them as a training or riding type situation. I know there are plenty of horses that do wear blankets and get turned out with the blankets on, and that's fine. But I think you have to start that in the fall of the year so that they don't grow all that heavy hair, and let them wear them all winter, and they do need to be a fairly heavy blanket. But the normal horse will grow kind of long hair, and they grow a lot of hair just underneath that heavy hair. And if you watch them on cold days, that hair kind of stands up, and that's what keeps them warm, and that's why they don't need a blanket. Because when you throw a blanket on them, the hair can't stand up anymore, and then they need the warmth of the blanket. So I don't think blankets are important. I don't think that bringing them in at night is necessary if they're used to being out and they got a good windbreak or a three-sided shed or something to go in and out of. I think that's sufficient. They need to be able to get water. And the other thing is nutrition. I think if they've got a good quality hay, that's enough. They don't need to have grain in the wintertime. I'm talking about the normal, healthy, young horse. Now, maybe an old horse, and you have to do a different set of things in the wintertime. An older horse that's kind of thin, kind of ribby, he probably does need a blanket. And he does need water, and he needs hay, and he'll get more warmth out of hay than he will out of grain in most instances. So I would say that I would recommend making sure that hay is always available, or pretty much available all day or all night, and that water is available and a windbreak is available. I think you're ready for winter. I think your horse will do just fine.
Good. Is that it?
Well, I guess so.